Alright, welcome back, folks, to some more Icewind Dale 2.
Here.
Did an extensive amount of shopping. First of all, we upgraded Ronstock's armor to the Asimir Aura, plus 3 full plate. Asimirs are direct offspring of a union between mortal and celestial minion. While normally carrying innate powers, it is not unusual for the Asimir to don blessed armor. Such is the case for the unique armor known as Asimir's Aura. The armor shimmers with a silvery glow and is adorned with exquisite blue etchings across the breast. One look at the armor and it is simple to see it possesses powerful protections. Long ago, the blood war between the Biazatu and the Tanari spilled over the material plane. Luckily for most of the world, the battle was far away from any major towns or cities. However, this was still no comfort for the celestial beings that watched over the material plane. So it was quickly decided to amass as many celestial and Asimir beings as possible to drive the blood war back into its own abyssal planes. However, because of the great number of Tanari and Biazatu, the celestial beings permanently blessed all the Asimir's armors with protection from evil. This spell allowed the Asimirs to get in close with the evil creature without being attacked. Once all the Asimirs were in positions, the Celestials gave the order to attack, which completely surprised the hordes of the Ba'azatu and Tanari. The ensuing battle raged for days, with high casualties on both sides, but eventually the evil hordes were pushed back into the abyssal plains. As a result of the high Asimir's casualties, it is not uncommon for looters to take armor off the dead. So from time to time, a set of Asimir's Aura will pop up in a shop, or an adventurer who could afford the high purchase price. Plus 11 armor bonus. And it gives us permanent protection from evil. It's plus 3 full plate. Brings our armor class up to 32. We are also bought Little Giant. The belt of woven hair is a curious belt and woven from a mix of red dwarven hair and Verbeek giant hair. It was originally worn as a substitute by the Little Giant Horn Burning Hair, as an ill-tempered dwarf who swore to kill 100 giants after several raids by greedy Verbeek wiped out much of the caravan trade from Upper Dorn's Deep. Soon after his proclamation, the Little Giant went in search of Verbeek camps, fighting them one after the other until he came across the Temple of the Forgotten God in the mountains bordering Kuldahar. It was said that he was brought into the temple, and rather than risk more bloodshed, the priest agreed to rein in the Verbeek patrols from around Dorn's Deep and made reparations for the stolen goods. Somewhat mollified, Burning Hair left his woven belt in the hands of the temple and swore peace with the Verbeek, provided they kept their end of the bargain. When the temple was ransacked many years later, the strange belt was carried off, and attackers had lost in the north. The Little Giant belt grants the wearer tremendous strength, most likely as a side effect of the giant's hair woven into the belt, and great anger that ran deep in Burning Hair's heart. It is said that Burning Hair's original belt that predated the Little Giant was much more powerful, but he lost it while pursuing a fleeing Verbeek across the river. Apparently the Verbeek was attempting to carry off one of the Burning Hair's ponies. Furious over the loss of his original belt, Burning Hair simply added its loss to the list of crimes the Verbeek would pay for. Adds plus 4 strength. Boom shakalacking our paladin strength to 25, giving him a plus 5 attack damage modifier. Which, as you can see, is giving his attack plus 25, 20, and 15 at this point. And with the current sword he's doing, he has a potential of 15 to 22 damage per hit. He's getting 3 attacks around as well. So, we also moved the plus 1 wisdom ring over to Ronstock, which is why he's got a bonus of plus 1 wisdom there. He's also using the gauntlets of weapon skill for now, wearing the worm's maw helmet. There's a plus 3 protection ring that we got him. We upgraded him from a 2 to a 3. There's his ring of the wise. We also bought him boots of speed so he can bum rush mages. This is going to come into a lot of use to get in there and start tagging mages before they get their spells off. Very important. Of course, he's using this new longsword flicker. We also have a plus 3 flail on him, and flame killer longbow, and stormbreaker, the plus 1 warhammer. So he's got a slashing weapon, a bludgeoning weapon, actually 2 bludgeoning weapons. I like this one because its enchantment is of plus 5 as far as purposes for hitting a creature that require magical weapon hits. It's only plus 1 to damage and attack, but it's counted as a plus 5 weapon for creatures that are required. Also is 1d6 extra versus holy creatures, or evil creatures, and it can cast Storm Shell once a day. So really I can sell this. Kalatis. He's here, still wearing the Air Jinsei armor, which he'll probably add at the end. He's now wearing the Farmer's Cloak, which gave him an extra point, I think. Basic helmet. He's still wearing his good old houndstooth collar. His dragon belt for reflex saves. We got him a ring of freedom of movement. It makes him immune to everything, magical and otherwise, that affects mobility in any way. He can also still be hasted. He's also using the brazen bands of +5, brazen bands of +5 deflection, and boots of the north, which give him cold resistance. He's wielding balance, the axe, a black urchin small shield. Valor 4 is his bludgeoning weapon, and we bought him a new +3 sling called Sparrow. This leather sling has dyed patterns on its surface that resemble the feathers of a sparrow. It is once owned by a priestess of Lathander named Galadia. She wandered the western heartlands of Faerun, tending to the sick and troubled people that lived in those vast expanses of farmland. Though not a pacifist, Galadia disliked battle and sought to avoid it whenever possible. Her light mace and sling were her only two weapons against the bandits, ogres, and villains that occasionally reared their heads in the small villages she visited. Despite all of her goodwill and peaceful intentions, a band of adventurers eventually set an ambush for her in a barn. She was killed quickly, and the adventurers escaped into the wilderness. Went from a +1 sling to a +3 sling, so that was a pretty good jump. Calm, we got a +2 cloak of protection, which brought him up to 28 armor class. He's also using the +2 wisdom Icewind stone, sash of the black raven, the ring of hardy strength, which gives +1 constitution and strength, the ring of dexterity, braces of defense +4, some good boots, which make him a little faster. He, of course, is using his bare hands. Also, he has for a bludgeoning weapon if needed. I just like this harmless staff because of the different effects it has, so I leave it on him. And he has Mail Ripper, the +1 heavy crossbow. Ember Barkskin. She's still wearing her +1 studded leather, wearing her nature vengeance cloak, which gives retribution. Helm of the Hunter, +4 to wilderness and search skills. Has the Scarab of the Great Archer, which gives +2 attack bonus with missile weapons. You cannot use braces of archery in correlation with the Scarab. They cancel each other out, so it's one or the other. She has the Mercy Killer belt, which gives her +2 to strength, which is good because of the green bow here, which is a +2 composite longbow, which uses her strength bonus to damage. She's wearing the Every God ring, a powerful +5 wisdom ring, and a +2 ring of protection. She also has a +1 scimitar, which we need to get better. She is wielding the oak shield, and also has the azure rod for bludgeoning. Quanri, wearing some robes of rags. He also has the cloak of displacement, the +4 circlet of intellect, the amulet of natural armor, sash of shadows, gives him non-detection. He has some braces of archery because no one else could wear them, and he didn't have shit, so, and plus he uses a bow. He's using the Bone Fang +3 poison dagger along with the Sad Giant's cap we got in the very early videos. I gave him the Moonblade of Saloon, just so he has some kind of slashing weapon against monsters that require magic enchantments. He's also using Sophia's Flight, a +3 bow, and then of course his darts and daggers. Only 20 armor class, need to work on him. Mazriel is of course wielding the robe of Susir. Very powerful robes there. She has the Mantle of the Flame Walker, which gives her fire resistance and saving throw bonus is a +2. +2 natural armor. We got her a Girdle of Piercing, which gives her +3 versus any piercing weapons, arrows, spears, such. It was cheap and she needed a belt. She's got a shield ring, kind of poop, and a cold reflection ring, which gives her resistance 4 against magic resistance. Pretty good ring. Also the boots of avoidance give her +5 versus any missile weapons. Bracers +4. She's wielding the Thai Donog blade, the Apple Heart +1 returning dagger, the Doom Bolter, and some frost darts of returning. So that is the party as of now. Quick 10-minute review. Actually, I did sell most everything, and I did spend a lot of money.
I am on it.
As you can see, I had 70, 80,000 gold. I'm down to 11,000, but
your command. You can count on me.
Let's get 'em moving.
Very well.
Time to travel to Chult. Alright, there's a couple ways you can go about the Chult experience here. There's a stealth approach, and there's a direct combat, assault, kill everything approach. You can pick either one you want. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do the stealth approach here. Which does still require lots of killing, so don't worry.
My sword is yours.
I attend you.
I am prepared.
Yes, Ilaris.
Yes?
What is it
What's your
you
pleasure?
need?
Just, it shall be done. Ready, it shall be done.
As you can see, Ronstock's just moving. We've got some tribes guys down here. Oh, stop where you are. Who are you? I am Ronstock. We have come from Kuldahar. I have never heard of that place. You are foreigners, of that I am certain. Why have you come here? We have come to find and defeat the Guardian of the Crossroads and prevent the Yunti from destroying a village far to the north. You have a difficult task ahead of you, my friends. We are warriors from Methro. We hate the Yunti and everything they stand for. If you are here to destroy them, we wish you success. What can you tell me about this area? You're in the jungles of Chult. Besides the hordes of snakes you'll find underfoot, you may stumble across Yunti idols and their temple, the Serpent's Lair. Tell me about this temple. The temple is to the west, beneath a ring of stones. Though what you seek may lie inside, so too may your death. Subterfuge may be your greatest ally. The Yunti are so accustomed to deception that they lie prostrate to its effects. Tell me of the snakes. There are two types of serpents in the jungle, snakes and Yunti. Both are very dangerous, but it is the Yunti you must be more wary of. Their every thought is dedicated to war and the veneration of Seth, their god. Tell me about these idols. If you see idols or stay in the jungle, leave them be. They have been carved by the Yunti and still bear the traces of their horrid rites. Some have strange markings on them, and I fear the Yunti may still use them for religious rituals at the top of their temple. Tell me about the temples. The temple to the west, beneath the ring of stone. Though what you may seek lies inside, so too may your death. Wait a minute. You already asked that. May Ubtao protect you from the serpents of the night. So you can, of course, lure Yunti back here. And these guys will help you.
I'll do it now.
And of course, you're going to want to help back.
I listen.
Unless you're a complete dick.
Easy as something.
I'm here. You can attack! Aye. Aye.
I hear you. I'll do it now. Depart before the coming of the drow, or pray for quick death.
Oh man, that Yunti is fucked! Boom shakalaka!
I stand ready. Duty call.
Speak. I'll do it now.
I think I'll just pull every one of them back here. Now with the boots of speed, I am very hard to catch. You should have chased after me. than that, buddy. We're facing off against Ronstock. What the hell did you catch? You got the HIV. You got the snake HIV. It must be residual acid damage hitting me.
Very well.
Too bad I'm immune to that shit if you notice here. This ancient stone altar looks to be hundreds of years old. It seems to have been used recently, but you don't see any offerings upon the altar. Alright, so pick up these religious steles. It's a stout pillar of stone separated by short cylinders bearing religious writing. The object appears to be ancient, commemorating the imprisonment of some powerful beast. The beast itself is represented symbolically. Perhaps the makers of this object feared to inscribe the image of the creature they had subdued.
Just say
We
the
aim
word.
to release the
I am
beast.
on it.
I got a little tremor spell casted on me. None I can't handle. Yo, wake up! Ronstock, we got work to do, man.
Ready and willing. Very well.
Again, run back. Take full advantage of the tribe.
Easy as something.
I'm here. It shall be done. All right.
It's time to create our riddles.
I stand. You can count on me.
You need bug.
Agreed.
At your command. My sword is yours. Aye.
Don't think we've lost anyone yet. This deal is carved with ancient runes, but time and storms have worn them away so as to be almost unreadable. Should be able to collect 4 of these things. This weathered stone monument looks ancient, perhaps hundreds of years old. It seems to lead into a small alcove area, but there is no sign of an altar or worship statue.
Listen, students. We cannot sit here all day. I beg you, let this young priest return to more important duties. Learn the challenges. You'll be allowed to enter the temple, and I will not be forced to snap your necks. Sorry, Setha Sashka. I'm just having trouble remembering some of the lessons. Not all of them, just, well, most of them. But I I'm sure the other students are also having trouble. Speak for yourself, idiot. The rest of us seem to understand just fine. Silence, children. Let us start again. What approaches at dusk? The growing darkness. Excellent. What drowns saloons gleaming on a cloudless night? The obscuring of clouds, night? The obscuring moon of our faith, like the obscuring wax of your ears, fool. Who keeps the ancient venom of Seth potent? His faithful followers. Ah, faithful followers, I knew that one. Ah, where does Seth embrace unbelievers? In the womb, the cradle of something. What is your problem? Is your mind addled, filled with bees, or otherwise deteriorating from some vile malady? In the cradle of snakes? Night? Night! Yes, in the cradle of night. Scales, you sap-brained imbecile. How are you ever admitted? Silence, children. Something stirs nearby. I smell unbelievers. 2 arms. Defend the temple. Faithful disciples.
Forgot to grab those. And then haul us back to the tribe.
Just say the word.
I await your orders.
I don't want to cast any kind of web or anything because these guys are just going to run and get in the way anyways.
Attack!
Go ahead. That sounds reasonable. Pure commit. That sounds I think I'm ready.
I am prepared.
I am prepared.
How may I be of assistance, Giannis?
What would you like?
I'm here.
Attack!
Onward to glorious battle!
Aye. I shall see to
Elfen Ulu Dafir.
Beat that Yunti's ass.
I stand. It shall be done. At your command.
Make sure you pick up all these robes because you're going to need them. If you're doing the stealth. If you're just going to bash your way through it, you don't need these. And yes, unfortunately, you'll have to replace your armor with them, but hopefully you have some other protection. So you should have 4 of these steelies, or whatever you call them. Better make sure I clear the area before I don any robage. You're not going to actually need to put the robes on until you enter. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hand out a robe to everyone. once everyone has a robe, you're good.
My sword is yours. Just say the word. I shall see to it.
And place the 4 steles that you found, the 4 empty places here. You notice that they're all complete now, except this one over here that's just missing the top half. The pillar looks like it has a piece missing, but nothing you have seems to fit. So we need to find that top head here so we can release the Guardian. Alright, so we've cleared this area.
Ready and willing.
Let's bring the party on over. And don your robes. We got all kinds of crazy noises out here in the jungle. You in the jungle, baby? You're gonna die. And watch your armor class drop. From 32 to 22. That kind of sucks. Even the monk loses because he's now wearing armor. As soon as you put any clothes on him, bam. It's kind of stupid if you ask me. You should be able to wear robes and not be debilitated by it. But as he fights butt naked. The mage and sorcerer, of course, aren't taking too big of a hit. All still around 20s. It's funny now, my wizards actually have a higher armor class than my paladin.
I'm here. Aye, duty call.
Alright. Once you have the robes on, you'll be able to see all the nice little white roby deals here. And descend into the depths. If you don't wear the robes, you're going to get attacked.
At your command, I am on it.
It's a pretty fairly large temple here, so make sure if you're asked by any of the guards any of the questions that you respond correctly.
Enough!
Oh yeah,
My
watch
sword
out
is
for these
yours.
things too.
I am on it.
I am ready. Yes.
Elinda, your will be the Usta Quat. Ustar Elendith. Za Usta Elendith.
Just say the word. I am on it.
Got a couple of acid traps and such that you'll need to worry about. Yonti Archer, initiate, stop and accept the challenge of the temple god. Where does Seth embrace unbelievers? The answer is in the cradle of his scales. The temple guard acknowledges your successful completion of the challenge. Proceed, initiate. So the main thing we want to do here is we need to get to this otherwise inaccessible stealing. It's blocked on both ends here, so you can't quite get there yet. We have to get the bridge to go across the pit of Heartless Dead here.
delve into the glory of Seth, fellow initiate. Would you like to discuss the faith? Of course. We are so honored to be allowed into the temple. It took us days to learn the challenge rituals of Shasta, growing darkness, obscuring mood, black flower, ancient venom, and cradle of scales. Now they should live in our hearts forever.
I'm afraid I forgot the black flower ritual. Can you remind me?
Certainly, the challenger speaks. What is the black flower of the world? We respond, night fed by the dead of day.
Make sure you learn that. You need to know the night fed by the dead of day answer, or you will be found out. And people will kill you and kick your asshole. This room looks cool.
Initiate, stop. Accept the challenge of the temple god. What approaches at dusk?
The growing darkness. The temple god acknowledges your successful completion of the challenge.
Proceed, initiate.
Alright folks, that about wraps it up for this video. Stay tuned for some more Serpent Lair in the next episode.